So enjoy whatever it is Paul is going to put into the air.
Thank you. Thank you. Basil and Bertha Turner were my adopted Maine grandparents when I took a year off from college in 1975. And just to give you a little idea of Bertha's character and sense of humor, during that year, if I would stop in at Basil and Bertha's house and they were playing cribbage with some friends, and I'd walk in and Bertha would introduce me and say, well, this is Paul. He's living up at the Dennetts. He's taking a year off. He's finding himself, she would say matter-of-factly. And years later, when I came by to introduce a girlfriend of mine to Bertha, who had said girlfriend had never been to Maine, and Bertha and I were reminiscing about a potluck housewarming party that we had been to which a friend had brought roast porcupine, which was delicious, by the way. And quite predictably, my friend looked at Bertha with kind of a skewed face and said, what does roast porcupine taste like? And Bertha thought for a moment and looked at her and said, quite a lot like bear. Anyway, so time went on, and Basil fell and broke his hip and went into the hospital, and he had gotten pneumonia, went into the hospital, and he died in the hospital after a short time. And that spring, I got a call from Bertha, and she had decided that she was going to have a yard sale because Basil's shed and barn were packed with a lifetime supply of the kinds of things you would imagine they might be packed with. Every manner of tool and gizmo and gadget and, 3 snaths. You know what a snath is? Good, somebody does. It's a handle for a scythe. You got to have at least 3 snaths. Anyway, she decided that the only person that she trusted to price all of this stuff was me. Well, it was an honor to be chosen, but not something that I really felt I could face myself. So I called my dear friend Sheldon and said, Sheldon, I don't care what you're doing on the weekend of the whatever it was, but you're gonna go up and you're gonna be with me and help me price Basil's tools. So he said, of course. So the yard sale was to begin at 8 o'clock sharp on a Saturday morning, and Sheldon and I went up Friday night and stayed at a camp that I had built, and duly set the alarm for 6. And when I opened my eyes, it was 7:45. So Sheldon and I hopped in the car and we sped over to Bertha's, and there was a line of cars that stretched a good distance in each direction because Basil's shed and Basil's barn were known by extended family and friends, and there were quite a few people who were intent on purchasing items, and Bertha had insisted that not one sale be made until I arrived to price tools. So Sheldon and I showed up. We were met with a large crowd of folks with folded hands because they were quite curious to see these two fellows from out of state who were going to come and price Basil's tools. Well, we set about pricing tools, and if there was anyone while we were pricing tools who wanted to make a purchase, we were summoned up and we would price that tool so the purchase could be made. And so this went on, and we finally got through pricing everything, and it was a bit of an ordeal, I would say a gauntlet. But in the end, Bertha raised $3,200, and that went a substantial way toward paying off the medical bills that she had accrued from Basil's hospital stay, and I felt very happy about that. Thank you.